Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
You are nobody's friend.
Everything about you is fake.
That's the goddamn truth. Get away from me. Stop lying. You can leave.
Hey everybody, and welcome into the building. Today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which is back with its 4th season. I'm really excited about this. So the first 2 minutes of the episode, it was actually a cold opening intro, and it was sort of a tease of what's going to be coming up this season. There's going to be some dramatic situation happening, and when I say dramatic, I'm using the whole meaning of the word, and I am ready because I love Salt Lake City. I know it's not the most popular show, but to me it is one of my favorites. This is the first season without Jen Shah, which in my opinion, she was, to be honest, the star of the show, so her void will definitely be noticeable. The season promoted Angie K as a housewife, and the other Angie is not coming back, so I guess we can drop the K out of her name. They added a new housewife named Monica, who is a Latina, and the former housewife Mary Cosby is back as a friend. So the actual first scene of the episode is 4 months before that big mess that we saw in the intro. Lisa Barlow is setting up things for a party that she's organizing, and then her husband comes to pick her up, and as they're in the car, they're talking about their son, and it's emotional because he's getting ready to leave the nest. Initially, she wanted him to go to college, but he decided to go on a mission, which is pretty common in the Mormon community, but it's still a big deal. Another scene is Heather shoveling the snow off her driveway. She has now purchased a new house, which is so nice. It's really big, 7 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. I'm sure the value of houses is cheaper in Utah, but it's still a pretty big deal. She lived in her old house for 20 years. Her book, Bad Mormon, did pretty great, and she opened up a new beauty lab. So Meredith comes to visit her. They're catching up, and Heather says that she recently had a chat with Whitney, and they talk about their issues, which I'm personally tired of hearing about them. Hopefully they won't be talking about that this season. But in that chat, they seem to want to work on the friendship to move on. Meredith says, well, speaking of Whitney, I'm not too happy with her. She's very upset because Whitney has been going around the press saying that Meredith and Seth taking a bath together last season was weird and filthy. Meredith is pissed. At first, Heather thinks she's playing, but no, she's actually very mad. And she has a point. Meredith and Seth last season having that romantic scene as a married couple, Whitney was, I guess, trying to imply that Meredith was dirty or that she was creepy. And here's the thing, if Whitney doesn't want to get in the tub with her husband, that's fine, but don't make fun of other people who are doing it. Don't make them feel weird about it. Okay, the next scene was amazing. So Meredith is at her store, and we are blessed with the presence of Mary Cosby. I loved how they did her entrance because they added iconic quotes that she has said as she was walking towards the store. Meredith and Mary have always been super close, so it's nice to see them reunited. They were always in touch even after Mary left the show. So then they head over to have some lunch, and Mary is catching us up because I'm sure Meredith knew this, but she was just saying, her husband is great, her son is great, he might have a wife or girlfriend. Mary doesn't exactly know. So then Meredith tells her that everything is fine with her, but with the group, things are messy. Mary asks about the elephant ghost in the room, Jen Shah. She asks Meredith, how does she feel about Jen? And Meredith says, well, there's really nothing to feel. Like, it is what it is. But she kind of dodges the question if she's still in contact with her. Which, if she was, there's nothing wrong with that. Mary does say that Jen might have gotten her karma, which I don't know about that. But then the next scene is Angie, and she's meeting up for lunch with Monica and Lisa. So Monica is known through Jen. She was actually Jen's assistant for a while. One day, Jen asked Monica, do you want to get rich? Which, that question is shady itself. So Jen told her, if you want to get rich, sign on these documents. Monica happened to have a friend who worked on the Secret Service, and when she told them what Jen Shah was doing, they told her Jen Shah is about to go to prison, get away from her. So Monica became a witness for the federal government against the case on Jen Shah. So Monica is introducing herself to Lisa. So she already knew Angie, but this is her first time meeting Lisa. And she has a bunch of kids. She's getting a divorce, and she's vague around the reason why, but it sounds like she might have cheated on her husband, and she's 38, so we'll find out, I'm sure, about that. Now, right from this scene, you can already tell that Lisa and her were not going to get along. Angie, on the other hand, was so thirsty to get on this show, so she's just happy to be there. But Monica, she seemed cool, but she does come across a little bit like as too much, a little bit too extra. Lisa is talking about her marriage to Monica, but in the confessionals, Monica seems to already have her impression on Lisa set, because she heard a lot of things from Jen and from other people about Lisa and John, and she says that she knows some very dark secrets. So I'm excited. I'm like curious as to what's gonna happen after that. Next up, Heather has this little event that she set up with the whole group. This is the first time that everyone was seeing Mary, so that was a pretty big deal too. So one thing that's interesting was that Angie was actually not invited by Heather. She was Lisa's +1, so Heather isn't too happy with Angie. Seeing Lisa Barlow say hi to Mary Cosby was hilarious, because Mary said some very shady things about Lisa, which Lisa read in her confessional. Okay, so then Heather does a toast. Jen is now in prison. They've gone through so much. This is sort of a new beginning for the group. Heather then talks to Mary, and Heather also talks to her about Jen. And in one way or another, it's almost as if Heather does feel a relief that Jen is not there. And in terms of their friendship, because I'm sure it was a lot to deal with Jen Shah. So then Meredith pulls Lisa to the side and invites her on a little lunch, hopefully that they can have sometime later, so that they can also get a new start. As they all get in a circle and Heather is talking about her book, Monica screams out loud, "Has anyone read the book?" And none of them said that they did, which that must have sucked for Heather. I felt bad. Okay, but then we get a chat with Meredith and Whitney. One problem that Meredith has with Whitney is that she found out that Whitney was the root of the rumors that Meredith was popping pills. Whitney is denying it, and Meredith says, "I don't think you own up to anything that you say. I thought we were cool once we left New York, but you started to talk crap about me and my husband in the bathtub, saying I'm creepy, that I'm dirty." And Whitney wants to say that it was fun shade. Girl gone. She tries to make excuses, but she will never own up to her things. There is no resolution with this chat, as Meredith says, "I don't trust you." And that's where they leave it. Then the group does a little game, snowball fight. That was fun. Mary did not participate. She was inside somewhere just observing. And that was the end of the episode. Pretty good first episode. Like I said, I'm excited to see what's going to happen this season. It's going to be very dramatic, very explosive. So we'll see what happens. But you guys, what were your thoughts about this episode? What did you think about seeing Mary Cosby back in our screens? And what do you think about the newbie, Monica? What are y'all thoughts based on this first episode? Let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.